afternoon, class. My name is Ms. Huntsman, and today we're going to talk about poetry. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about some things that we already know about poetry. So one common characteristic of poetry is rhythm. Poetry uses a form of rhythmic style to where it has like a very upbeat and repetitive type style, but not all poems have rhythm in them. Some of them are just like your normal paragraph, just used to portray your feelings and emotions. So a couple different types of poems are cinquain poems, haiku poems, I am poems, and there's many more. So the actual definition of poetry is a type of literature or artistic writing that attempts to stir a reader's imagination or emotions. The poet does this by carefully choosing and arranging language for its meaning, sound, and rhythm. Some poems, such as nursery rhymes, are simple and humorous. Okay, so the purpose of today's lesson is to teach students about poetry and the different types of poetry. And the importance of today's lesson is to teach students how to express themselves and their feelings through a different style of writing, such as poetry. Okay, so in the past, we learned what poetry was. We learned it was a very rhythmic style of writing, and today we're going to learn about the different types of poetry. And the one type that we're going to learn about today is the cinquain poem. Tomorrow, we're going to learn about many different types of poetry and how to properly write a poem. So for our motivation today, we're going to learn about a cinquain poem and how exactly a cinquain poem is written. So on the first line of a cinquain poem, you'll have one word, and this will be your title word. So that's like whatever topic you want to write about. You can write about an animal, your favorite season, yourself, your favorite person, anything really. And then your second line is going to be descriptive words like adjectives to describe this topic. And you'll use two descriptive words for this line. On your third line, it will use three action words. So that can be three actions that particular topic does. So if you're talking about an animal, it could be three things that animal does. On your fourth line, that will contain four more words that express feelings about the title. And this can be a phrase. So like if you're talking about yourself and you like to shop, you could say loves to shop, or you could say loves to have fun. Things like that, just a simple phrase about that topic. And then your fifth line will contain one word, and that will be a synonym for your topic word. So whatever you used on the first line, it will be a synonym for that word. Okay, so for our first procedure today, we're going to do this activity together, and we're going to actually create our own cinquain poem. So on the first line, we're going to choose a topic that we all like. And I feel like one topic that we all would know a lot about, we could use tiger for our example. So for our first line in a cinquain poem, you're going to write your topic, and for us, it would be tiger. Okay, so that's your first line. That's your topic line. For your second line, we're going to write two descriptive words about a tiger. So two descriptive words could be, let's say, striped and say orange. And remember, as you're teaching this with your class, you would come up with these words together. So your kids could, you could ask them for their opinions, what they would like, and they could all agree on these words together. Okay, for our third line, that would be our action line. So we'll choose three actions that this topic would do. So a tiger, when we think about a tiger, what are some things we think of that they would do? Three that come to mind to me would be growling, tigers growl. And then we could use pouncing, tigers pounce. And our third one, another one that comes to mind would be scratching. Okay, so that was our third line, and that would be our action line. So the three things that this animal does. Okay, so our fourth line, that's our line where we use a phrase that could describe this tiger, so something that it may do. And one that I chose was sneakily stalking its prey. So that is a phrase that you could use for a tiger. So if it sneakily stalks its prey. And in that line, you want to make sure you use 4 or more words. Okay, so our fifth line, this is our line where we will choose one word and it will be a synonym for our first word. So ours would be tiger. So a synonym for a tiger would be feline, because a tiger is a feline. Okay, so our whole cinquain poem altogether would be tiger, striped orange, growling, pouncing, scratching, sneakily stalking its prey, feline. So that is how we would write a cinquain poem. And remember, with your class in your classroom, you together would come up with this poem on your own, just for an example for your first procedure. Okay, so for tonight's homework, I want all of you to write your own cinquain poem. So you'll pick a topic, like we did here, we picked tiger. You'll pick a topic, anything you want to write about. It could be about yourself, it could be about your favorite person, your favorite place to go, your favorite season, anything you want to write about. And you will write your cinquain poem, and I will attach this form for you all. This will be attached, and this is where you will write your cinquain poem. Okay, so for closure today, so we learned about cinquain poems, and what we do in cinquain poems is we describe a topic, such as we use tiger for today. We describe the topic. So this poem is used to describe something, and in this poem you use descriptive words. You use adjectives, action words, you use phrases, all to describe this one animal. And you also use a synonym. That's also a different way to address a topic. And the purpose of writing this cinquain poem is to just expound on a certain topic, be descriptive, be creative with your descriptive words. So like today, we talked about a tiger, and we talked about things the tiger did, what it looks like, and another word that we could use for this topic. All right, so just take all we learned today and use that as you do your homework. And tomorrow we will all read over them together. I think I'm even going to ask 2 students to come up to the front to share their poems with us. And in your packet, I've also attached a format that shows you what would go in each line, just like a step-by-step what you would put in each line of the poem. I've also included some examples, and then of course your homework is included in there as well. All right, thank you class. Hope you have a good afternoon.